Hello everyone! In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to create interactive image maps for your WordPress website. And in this particular video, we're going to be working with a floor plan. So we're going to set everything up from scratch, and I'm going to show you how to do this using the Draw Attention plugin. So the Draw Attention plugin is both a free and paid plugin for WordPress. The paid version comes with the ability to create an unlimited number of image maps, whereas the free version still includes a lot of great features, but still limits you to a single image map. So in this video, we're going to be using the pro version of Draw Attention. First thing I want to do is just show you the end goal. I want to show you sort of what we're aiming for here and show you how to add it to our pages. Here on the Draw Attention tab, after installing, this should be available for you to use. And here we have a few different options. Here we have the All Images page, which obviously just shows you a list of all the image maps that you've created. You also have the option to add a new image map, and we have a licensing and support page. We also have the import and export. So if you need to move these between different websites, you can from here. So here on my All Images page, I already have one created for the map of Paris, which I've used on my home page, but now I want to create one for the floor plan. So here is an example that I've already created. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy this shortcode. The Draw Attention shortcode is what we're going to use to embed our image maps onto our pages. So these shortcodes can be pasted into any text field, into a shortcode widget, anywhere on your page, anywhere in your website. So here in this case, I have a page I've already set up for hosting this image map. So I'm going to go ahead and use Elementor, but you can also use the regular WordPress block editor. You can use Divi, Beaver Builder, any page builder is good. So I'm going to fire up Elementor. And here I have this presidential suite section, and all I have to do is either add a text editor widget or I can add the shortcode widget. And all I have to do is paste in my code. And once that is done, I can click update and then we can view our image map. So here is the floor plan. And so we can hover over each section that we have. And right now it looks like we just have the bedroom and the kitchen. So if we click on bedroom, the bedroom will pop up, but we can embed more information. And I'm going to actually walk you through all the different features and all the different options that we have for filling in these interactive image maps. This is just to give you a quick idea of what we're aiming for. So let's go ahead and get started on one from scratch. Heading back to our images page, here in Draw Attention, I can either add a new image map here on the left-hand side under Add New, or I can click this Add New button here at the very top. So let's get started. Alrighty, so first thing I want to do is add in a title for my image. Next, I'm going to upload the main image or the background image for this specific piece of content. So here on the right-hand side where it says image, I'm going to click on Media Library since I already have this uploaded on my site. I'm going to select the image I'm working with. All right, so now that those are in place, I'm going to go ahead and hit publish, and just keep in mind that this is not going to display it anywhere on your website. It's not visible yet for anyone. It's only after we embed the shortcode that this becomes visible to your users. So we went ahead and updated, and what that does is it's going to unlock the hotspot area section here in our image map editor. And this is what is going to allow us to draw on our image and create those points of interest, otherwise known as hotspots. I'm actually going to take it from the very top here just so we can go through all the settings, and then we'll set up one of these hotspots together. And then I'll just go ahead and finish setting it up, and we'll finish the end of the video by showing you what it looks like at the end. From the very top, we have the general settings, and so this is what's going to control things like the image background color, the title color, text color, and the more info background color. We also have a default more info section here. This is where you can add in the default content or the default text that shows up. And this is only visible when you're using certain types of layouts, which we'll get to here in a moment. But just to introduce you to that, those are the general settings. Next, we have our highlight styling settings. Each hotspot does have the ability to have its own style. And so this is where the highlight color, the highlight opacity, border color, border opacity, and the border width all come in. We also have the option to always show the hotspots that we draw. So if a user happens to scroll by our interactive image, they'll always see those hotspots lit up and styled with these settings here. And next, we also have the ability to define multiple highlight styles for this image. So if you need one certain clickable area to be red, whereas the other one to be purple, it's all up to you. You can set as many highlight styles as you need. And we're back to the hotspot areas, but let's actually move over to the right-hand side of this editor. So here at the top, we have our regular publish settings. These are not unique to Draw Attention. These are available on most pages and posts for WordPress. Now we have our image. We have the option to swap out our image, and if you ever need to swap out the background image, just know that the hotspots are always going to stay in place. So if you replace the image, you need to replace it with another image of the same size. Next, we have our color scheme options. So we have a few built-in color schemes that you can easily swap out, and that will help you easily style the general settings and the highlight styling. And next we have our layouts. So the layout is pretty much how your image is going to be displayed to the user. We have the left, right, bottom, and top. And these are going to display content in relationship to the image. So for example, we have our main background image, and if you select the left layout, the content for each hotspot is going to be shown on the left-hand side. Right now, our left, right, bottom, and top layouts all use this default more info section. So all this is going to be displayed, but our lightbox and tooltop actually don't use that default more info. Now the lightbox and tooltip layouts are similar. The lightbox shows a pop-up, but grays out the rest of your page. And the tooltip is similarly a pop-up, but the tooltip actually grows or comes out from the hotspot. Next, we also have the option to show more information based on a click or the hover actions. All of these, except for the lightbox, have the option to do this. And lastly, we have our shortcode. So each interactive image, if you're on the Pro edition, comes with its own unique ID. And all you have to do is copy this shortcode from here or from the All Images page, and you can use this to embed it anywhere on your website. So now that we've gone through all these settings and all these sections, let's create our very first hotspot. So here in the hotspot areas, we already have our clickable area number 1. This comes by default. Go ahead and overwrite this so that it includes all your information and all of your drawings and such. This is a hotspot editor. It's going to come included with the drawing tool here at the top. We have a section for the hotspot title. We have a section to switch the action of a hotspot, and we also have a section for the description and detail image. Starting from the very top, this is our drawing tool, and the drawing tool comes included with a zooming feature. So you can click out to see how your hotspot looks from far away, but you can also zoom in to get really close to your image and get some really detailed points on your hotspot. Next, we have the 3 drawing tools. You have the option to draw polygons, which is for just any irregular shape. We have the tool for drawing rectangles, and then we have a circle tool. So let's walk through each one of these tools just to show you how each one works. So starting with the polygon tool, what you're going to do with this is simply just click to draw points around the shape that you want to highlight. Once you're done, you can either finish by selecting the first point that you drew or using this finish button. And if you need to go back and delete the last point, you can from here. If you've made a huge mistake and need to just edit a complete section or chunk of your drawing so far, go ahead and just finish it, and then you can come back later. I'm going to draw around my bathroom here, and all I have to do is click, and if I also need to zoom in while I'm drawing, I can go ahead and use those zooming buttons and just go ahead and draw around. Now, if you do need to pan, for example, here I need to move up in the image so that I can finish drawing, you can just click and drag, and that should help you move the image around while you're drawing. So clicking around until you're done with your drawing. And again, like I said earlier, you can finish this by clicking this first point, or you can click finish. So I'm just going to click my first point, and that locks in the image. Now let's say I made a big mistake. I didn't want to include this doorway. So now if I want to go back and edit, I can click this button here, which shows edit layers, and I can go back in and update my image. So here you'll see that the red points are my existing points, but if I also need to add more, I can always just click and move the gray points around. And if I need to delete one, I can just click on the red points, and that should remove it for you as well. All right, and when you're done, go ahead and click save. All right, and once I'm finished, I can always look back at it and see if that looks good for me. And if you need to restart, you can always press this little trash can button and you can start from scratch. I'm going to clear that. I'm going to show you the rectangle tool. This one you're going to click and drag to create your shape. And if you need to edit it, you can always click the same edit layers button, but this will let you drag the shape around. And it also gives you the option to make it bigger or smaller or change the width and height. And lastly, we have the circle. Similar to the rectangle tool, just click and drag. And if you need to edit the shape, you can always drag it around or make it bigger or smaller. Alrighty, so now going to our next section, we have the title and we also have the action. So you have the option to either show more information, which lets you fill in this description and detail image field, or you could go to a URL. So this will link users to a new page or a page outside of your website or within it. And you also have the option to open this in a new window. Down here, we also have the option to completely remove this area. So if you want to delete this hotspot, you can from there. And if you need to add more hotspots, you can use this add another area button. So now that I've walked you through this interactive image editor, I'm going to go ahead and start filling in my image and start drawing all my hotspots. All right, and then the last thing I want to show you here is that you can view your image before embedding it on your site. So using this link here at the very top, right under the title, you have the permalink. So if I open this in a new tab, you'll see that we have a preview here of what this looks like. All right, since I'm happy with that, I'm going to go back to my page for the suite, and I'm going to paste in my new image. And I want to show you how it looks like in columns and just different layouts in general. So let's change it up here a little bit. So with that, I hope this was helpful. Please let us know if you guys have any questions, and feel free to also try out the free plugin. It gives you a really great idea of how this will work and how it will look on your website. Thanks again for watching.